Good morning. Welcome to another Wine Steward video and happy holidays. Yes, we're we're really in it now, aren't we? So having achieved and conquered the Thanksgiving feast and saw so many of you hungry and thirsty people coming in, curious about what would go well with that turkey dinner. Having achieved that, we're now ready for other things called parties and Christmas and whatever you do this time of the year. It's probably going to be fun and festive. And there's certainly a lot on the calendar. There is for us, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you for what you're doing with us. We really appreciate it. I'd like to say at times like these, I am reminding myself of what we are best at, what we're really good at, I hope, is connecting with you with some humanity and with some really good wine. That doesn't have to be the most expensive wine in the world. Wines that are actually useful price-wise and in affable style. To this point, yesterday, my old friend Jonathan reappeared and came into the store, said hello. After a hug, he said, I just need some wine, and I don't need crazy expensive wine. I just want good wine, and I know that you can do that for us. And I said, well, something just came in, this. A little too late for Thanksgiving. It would have been a really ideal Thanksgiving wine. Just came in a couple days late, and that means these three cases need to be talked about. Another way. The other way is to tell you and people like Jonathan who want simply great wine at a decent price that this is here. This is called Chénas. Chénas is not the name of the grape. It's the name of the location within Beaujolais. It's one of the 10 crus of Beaujolais. In fact, it's the smallest cru of Beaujolais. I believe there's only about 600 acres of grapes planted in this particular little cru of Beaujolais. There are 10 crus so far. I think a couple areas may be submitting for approval right now, but heretofar there are 10 crus of Beaujolais, including the likes of Morgon and Moulin-Avant and Fleury and Renier and Chirouble. That's a fun one to say. Bruy, Côte de Bruy. On a coherent day, I can name them all, but I often forget Saint-Amour, which is little, and Chénas, which is even smaller. Chénas is cool because we never get to see it, and this Chénas is cool because it's freaking delicious. I think by the time your wine club discount kicks in, you're right at about $20 for the bottle, which is remarkable for what you're getting. Are you getting a big wine? No, you're getting a beautiful wine. Get your Pinot Noir style glass out and enjoy smelling this. Just revel in the aroma for a good 1 minute or two before finally allowing yourself to take that delicious sip. And you will be enjoying Gamay at its best. Not necessarily its most glorious and not the most expensive, certainly, but this Gamay is all you need. It's all Jonathan needs. I mean, if you're gonna do on a cold winter night, a rotisserie chicken or just roast chicken, nice comfort food like that, boom. This beautiful middleweight, highly scented red is all you need. It's what we are about at the Wine Steward. Honestly, good and useful wines. How about that? Come on in for some of this Chénas. Maybe we'll pour it at next week's walk around holiday tasting, for which we still have space. I would love to see more of you sign up for this thing that's happening next Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8:30, where we will have no fewer than 11, maybe even 12 tasting stations hosted by favorite friends of ours, showing you 3 or 4 wines at each table. One highlight will be it's always cool to show you something you've never seen before. So a brand we had never seen before from the Southern Rhone Valley of France, which would have appeared in our winter Chateauneuf de Pape event had we held one. I'm really good at these run-on sentences, aren't I? The brand is Vignon Xavier, or Xavier Vignon. I can't remember which is the first and last name, but it's a very, very good producer of Chateauneuf de Pape and local villages local to that. So, in other words, we'll also have from them, I believe, a Gigondas, a Côte de Rhone Blanc, and a Baume de Venise. 4 different Rhone wines at one table. And that's just one table. We're going to be jumping all over the world as you jump all over this store. Don't jump off the mezzanine, please. We'll put a zip line up for you or something. You can come upstairs, go downstairs, grab a nibble in between, a great cheese, and I'll try to bake some bread for this as well. And you will be able to visit really cool people telling you about really, really good wine and lots of it. probably up to 40 different wines will be open. We'll also have a wine steward hosted table so that we can have people you know or are used to visiting at the wine bar showing you some of my favorite picks that aren't represented by other vendors out there. So this will be fun, and we have room. This is only $40 per person for the experience. We really hope you'll use it as a holiday wine shopping event. We'll be offering very nice pricing that evening only, and we look forward to seeing you and more of you. What's in my glass anyway? Let's get the Chénas off and tell you about what's going on the wine bar. The Red Flight consists of things that I think are great winter wines, but what are the criteria for that? They are varied. This particular wine is, sadly, the bottle is empty, and yet this time of the year I might have feelings of nostalgia. Well, I'm feeling nostalgic about the visit I recently made to Tuscany, Italy, and that was brilliant. And I wish I was still there. I do. Well, I wouldn't get to see you unless you came over with me. But the thing is, that was so nice and fun. It's nice to have memorabilia from there in the form of a thing I can drink, and I'm about to. Boom. So this is a nostalgic feeling for me that I'm enjoying on this cold, wintry morning. Yes, it's still morning. Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, 100% Sangiovese from really, really nice people, Le Bern. This is also a star at the dinner we just did last Monday and will do this Monday, for which we may still have seats. I don't know. You have to ask Terra Mia restaurant over in Livermore, where we are performing that function of showing you great wine and pairing it with their fantastic food. This will be included. If you can't get in, just know that you can get this beautiful Sangiovese here. So a winter wine with respect to it going nicely with a feast and also making me feel nostalgic. Another winter wine, how about this one? This is 100%, no, it's not 100%, it's 70% Syrah plus Grenache, and I think a little bit of Cinsault is in there as well. This is from the Southern Rhone area, less talked about, called Ventoux. This is Ventoux from Chateau Uneng, kind of an unusual name, but it's a very ancient name, by the way. This blend of Syrah plus some Grenache and Cinsault is savory. And at this time of the year when I'm eating, I think of having savory flavored wines with them. In other words, it's got fruit, but it's not, the emphasis is not on fruit, but on other than fruit qualities that I will just safely call savory. Chateau Uneng is also in that winter wine flight. Another thing we often do at this time of the year, especially if we are eating, and we do a lot of that just to keep the layer of fat that keeps us warm on our bodies. This is an ideal wine in that it is aged a bit, and it's kind of rough around the edges, and it must have food with it. And a really good winter wine in that it will do so well with roasted things. Braised short ribs, roast meats, and such things that you cook for hours, not for minutes, will be brilliant with Chardonnay, a mostly Carignano from the island of Sardinia, Italy. Brilliant. Well, that's enough about what's going on in that red flight. No, it's not. Let's tell you that we also have as the finale of that flight, Artuaga. And this is what I'm calling a great winter wine because some of you may enjoy from time to time a lamb shank that you roast for hours, not for minutes, just what I was talking about a minute ago. This 100% Tempranillo would go brilliantly with that lamb shank that you'll have not in the middle of the summer, probably. You would have that kind of a feast on a cold winter night. So Arzuaga, another great winter wine. I am just going to tell you that the white wine consists entirely of one grape variety all the way across the 5 wines. Chenin Blanc, the best wine in the world. Well, I'm going to show you one that just got here, of which we only got to buy 2 cases, that is not in the flight because it got here too late. But you must know about this wine. Where is it? Boom. Okay. This is brilliant Chenin Blanc from the rarely accessed but awesome area of Savonier. Savonier sounds a little bit like Sauvignon, but this is Savonier, the place, not Sauvignon Blanc, the grape. Instead, this is dry, ageable, sturdy, really remarkably complex, I think, very indicative of the soil from which it grows. Schist soil, by the way, metamorphic rock is the base, mother rock happening in this area and to this wine. I really think you can feel that minerality. There's an argument about whether or not minerality can be tasted. well, I do believe it can be felt in a wine. So how about that? 100% Chenin Blanc, not inexpensive, but Sauvignon deserves to be. And you're never going to find cheap Sauvignon, by the way. This is a small appellation, quite possibly the greatest place in the world, including Vouvray and Montlouis-sur-Loire and Saumur, which are just up the river. I do believe this is the greatest place in the entire world for that grape to happen. But I'll tell you what, South Africa is up and coming with that grape, and there are some wonderful small producers doing that variety there. It's the most planted white grape of South Africa. And we have a really great one coming in, by the way. So be looking forward to that. In the meantime, access this. It's also got a partner. These labels look exactly the same, but these are actually sourced from two vineyards which are near each other within the fantastic Chenin Blanc appellation of Sauvignon. Just saying, Chenin Blanc is on the white flight, and this Chenin Blanc is not, but you lovers of great white wines, anybody, by the way, who loves white Burgundy, I think would truly appreciate this. It just goes down that road of style. What else can we tell you? That's about it for now. I mean, that's plenty, right? Don't forget that dinner may still have seats, but you have to check with Terra Mia. That's Monday night. Next Tuesday night, we're right back here and waking back up in order to provide you 100 people. We would like to see 100 or so people in here next Tuesday evening to enjoy a walk-around event, holiday style. Holiday style meaning we'll be having a lot of really nice wines, up a notch in quality, and that'll include some port and probably Sauterne and other things that you might only drink during the holidays. So let's get you in that holiday mood. Sign up for that, and thank you for everything you're doing here. Happy holidays.